Hi everyone, I am Dr. Vinoth Kumar, Senior Interventional Cardiologist from Care Hospitals, High-Tech City. Today we will see what are the 5 food items which are not very good for the heart and they are harmful. Number 1, simple sugar. Consumption of simple sugar should be restricted. That is, in men up to 9 teaspoons and in women up to 6 teaspoons is allowed for a simple sugar. If you consume more amount of simple sugar, that will be converted as a bad cholesterol and it will be stored in the body. So whatever we eat, especially the sweets and other things should be restricted even though you are not diabetic. This is number 1. Second one is salt. Salt, the consumption of salt should be 4 to 6 grams of per day. So where the salt come from? Most of the salt come from outside food. 70% of our salt intake consumption comes from the restaurant food. So avoiding the restaurant or restricting the restaurant food and restricting on-table salt consumption, and while cooking we can reduce the salt addition. These things along with that stored packed food items, because of the preservatives it contains lot amount of salt, that also should be restricted. This is about salt. Number 3, trans fatty acid. Consumption of trans fatty acids are very harmful for the health. Nowadays lot of packed food products are made from vanaspati and it is made from deep fried multiple times reused oil. So these things causes increased amount of trans fatty acid in the food consumption. Apart from that, cakes, cookies, biscuits, many of these items will be having more amount of trans fatty acid. So we should always know about the quantity of the trans fatty acid in the food product what you consume. That is very important. So restricting the trans fatty acid, especially avoiding vanaspati or vegetable partially hydrogenated vegetable oil is very important. Fourth one, red meat. That is that whenever you want to eat which protein is very better, definitely plant proteins are very much better than animal protein. That is very clear. If at all if you want to consume animal protein, red meat should be restricted. And red meat contains more amount of saturated fat. And when you want to consume non-vegetarian products, it is better to consume seafood products, that is oily sea fish you can consume 2 to 3 times in a week. And number 2, egg white you can consume, limited amount of seafood like prawns also can be consumed, and lean meat is very much better than with skin. That is, lean meat without skin is always having less amount of saturated fatty acid, that is always better. Last but not the least, the fifth one is refined carbohydrate. Nowadays the consumption of refined carbohydrate has become much more. That is, whenever you want to consume rice, wheat or any other product, carbohydrates, we should consume as a whole grain products. When you refine it, the carbohydrate consumption becomes very high and it is not good for health. These carbohydrates are devoid of very good fibers and healthy vitamins. All this B complex vitamins, everything will be removed from the shell. So what you consume is purely a refined carbohydrate, which is not good for health. So all these 5 food products you should be keep in mind whenever you are eating. Thank you.